My boyfriend mocked me, saying I was nothing but a beautiful waste of space with money. All I ever thought about was shopping, beauty treatments, and partying. According to him, I couldn't compare to his precious college sweetheart who studied abroad. Later, when his company went bankrupt, he got down on his knees begging me to invest and help him rebuild. I politely kicked him to the curb saying, "Sorry, I need to save my money for parties." I'm the brainless side character in a CEO romance novel. My boyfriend, Melvin Smith, is the male lead. His sweetheart Lillian is the female protagonist. In this story, I only serve 3 purposes. 1. To be the male lead's 24-hour ATM. 2. To be the clueless idiot who gets constantly humiliated by the female lead. 3. To help the male lead steal my family company's secrets, so he can become a CEO himself. Then my family gets destroyed, I end up homeless, fighting dogs for food. When these memories suddenly appeared in my mind, my first reaction wasn't shock at Melvin's despicable behavior. It was wondering why I was so stupid. Seriously, which idiot author gave me this character design? Thanks to this storyline, I finally understood why my explosive personality turned into a doormat with no boundaries whenever Melvin was involved. When Melvin said he didn't want my dirty money, I'd immediately transfer him $100,000, saying, "What's mine is yours." When Melvin said I had big boobs but no brains, I'd quickly read for 3 minutes, then transfer him $200,000 and apologize. "Darling, I just can't focus on books." When Melvin wanted to break up with me, I'd grab his leg, transfer him $500,000, and beg him not to leave me. Looking back at my previous behavior, I wanted to slap myself. While I was stewing in frustration, my door suddenly burst open. Melvin stormed in demanding, "Ivy, where's my $500,000? Why haven't you transferred it yet?" Mine. The audacity of this man was unbelievable. "I don't have $500,000 for you, but I can give you 5 slaps. Want them?" Melvin frowned. "Is something wrong with your brain?" Facing his questioning, I went straight up to him and delivered 3 slaps to his left cheek and 2 to his right. "You blood-sucking jerk. Why are you acting all high and mighty when you're begging for my money? If you're going to beg, at least look the part, okay?" Melvin was furious after I hit him, rushing toward me to strike back. But before he could get close, I kicked him to the ground. In the novel, I had another character trait. I was physically strong. After all, my final destiny was fighting dogs for food. When criminals tried to attack Melvin, I'd rush in and fight them to the death, giving him a chance to escape. And in that moment, watching me fall, Melvin would just slightly furrow his brow, thinking I looked vaguely familiar. Familiar my ass. Melvin got up, wincing in pain. "Ivy, are you playing hard to get? I'll give you a taste of my 13 martial arts holds, if that's what you want." Melvin said impatiently, "All right, I know the media caught me and Weiwei entering a hotel. You're jealous. But that's all rumors. Don't throw a tantrum at me." Entering a hotel? I picked up my phone and sure enough, these 2 were the top trending topic. I clicked on the news and thought, damn. The paparazzi had caught them kissing for 3 minutes on video, because they hadn't closed the curtains. And he had the nerve to call it rumors? Hurry up and transfer that $500,000 to me. I'll allow you to go out and brag that you're Melvin's fiancé, the future missus of the group. That should be enough, right? I'm the legitimate heiress of Unistar Group, and I need your approval? If it weren't for me begging my father to fund both you and Lillian back then, you wouldn't even be talking about being a CEO. You're nothing but a turtle, so get over yourself. Melvin pretended to be too proud to accept charity in public, but privately hinted that he needed money for his startup. Then after I transferred the money, he claimed he had no connections in the business world and could easily be taken advantage of. He wanted to use USG's reputation. I agreed. From then on, this guy packaged himself as the heir to USG. He took my money and rebranded Lillian, who had returned from studying abroad, as his childhood sweetheart from a wealthy family. He portrayed her as a princess from royalty, all while leveraging USG's influence and enjoying incredible resources behind the scenes. My father had scolded me about this many times, but I always defended myself by saying that after I married Melvin, what was mine would be his anyway. Now I understand why my father always looked at me like I was an idiot, and why he never gave me any company shares. If I had any shares, I probably would have transferred them to Melvin too. Seeing Melvin's impatient look, clearly annoyed by my lack of cooperation today, I couldn't help but slap him again. "We're done. Get the hell away from me." He seemed to take this as me just being emotional. With a cold laugh he said, "Ivy, don't regret this. Even if you beg me to get back together, I won't agree." Then he left. I sneered, wanting to see how he planned to make me regret anything. The trending topic about the USG heir and the princess entering a hotel remained at the top of the charts. Soon another trending topic followed. Shocking. USG boss caught cheating again. The accompanying photo clearly showed my dad with his hand on my shoulder while I was pouting, making it look like I was sulking. But the real situation was that my dad had learned about my breakup and patted my shoulder saying, "Well, my silly daughter finally showed a flash of intelligence." I had pouted back, "I'm not silly." Reporters quickly rushed to interview Lillian, since she could potentially be the future Mrs. of USG. Lillian knew me, of course, but also knew I always obeyed Melvin's words. So she just sighed softly. I understand when girls want to take shortcuts and get things without working hard. But I really hope my darling fans won't learn these bad behaviors. After all, girls should respect themselves and keep their feet on the ground. Soon Lillian's queenly statement shot to the top of trending topics. The comment section was filled with praise. In this materialistic world, Lily is truly a breath of fresh air. Lily is the real deal, beautiful, rich, and classy. Lily is so wealthy already, but still works hard in the entertainment industry. Those who sleep their way up should go eat dirt. Soon my social media account with its tens of thousands of followers was exposed. This girl posts photos wearing high-end designer clothes and luxury accessories. I thought she was from a wealthy family, but turns out she has a sugar daddy. Honestly, with looks like hers, why not just become an actress instead of being someone's mistress? Bro, you don't get it. Acting is way harder than sleeping with rich old men. She's making money while lying down. But soon, Lillian's haters got to work. Since when is Lillian rich and classy? I was her middle school classmate. Both her parents were unemployed, and her family was on welfare. Some bystanders questioned. Wait, then how is Smith Lillian's childhood sweetheart? Friends, I've been saying this all along. The USG boss's last name is Miller. So when Melvin claimed to be the heir, I was confused about whose son he was. Smith, how can you make up such lies? USG's legal department is one of the best in the country. If Smith had no connection to USG, he would have been sued already. Although these questioning voices were just a small percentage, it was enough to worry Melvin and Lillian. Meanwhile, USG's official account posted, "Truth cannot be faked, and lies cannot become truth." Melvin couldn't sit still anymore. After calling me 30-some times in a row, I finally answered leisurely. "What? Ivy, I order you to make the company announce that I am the USG heir immediately." "Why would I do that?" Melvin, pretending to have my best interests at heart, said, "Ivy, can you please use your brain? USG is such a big enterprise. If people knew that its heir is a waste who couldn't even score 300 on the SAT, it would affect the stock price. But I'm different. I graduated from a prestigious university. So many people admire my education. Me becoming the heir would bring glory to USG." I couldn't help but laugh out loud. USG has at least 8,000 employees with PhDs, if not 10,000. You think you're some rare treasure? Spit. You're not even as good as a rotten cabbage. Besides, we've broken up. What, you think I'll just hand over my family's company to you? Hearing my lucid response, Melvin seemed quite uncomfortable and shouted, "What the hell are you playing at?" Hearing his ear-splitting anger, I moved the phone away in disgust, feeling like his spit was flying through the phone. Since you can't understand human language, let me clarify once more. From now on, we're completely done. USG has nothing to do with you. If you dare to claim yourself as any kind of heir again, I'll have someone break your legs, all 3 of them. Over. I thought I had made myself clear enough, and was planning to go on vacation, then come back to deal with Melvin's little company, worth a few tens of millions. But perhaps because of my previous doormat, brainless character setting was so deeply ingrained in Melvin's mind, he thought I was just throwing a tantrum. He directly posted on social media with Lillian. The caption read, "The first year I met you," with a childhood photo of the 2 of them with my family estate as the background. Then he sent me a screenshot with the message, "Don't regret it when you truly lose me." Sure enough, clueless netizens started playing detective in the comments. Childhood sweethearts are the best. Friends, this living environment from 2006. Isn't this exactly what a real princess would have? I recognize this as the USG boss's mansion estate. He must be the heir. Watson, I think I found something. Could Lillian actually be the USG heiress? She's just using a stage name. In the photo, Lillian is wearing a children's luxury formal dress, while Smith's clothes obviously don't match a rich kid's status. So this isn't a prince and princess story, but a princess and knight story. Because he's USG's future son-in-law. That makes him equivalent to the heir. I laughed at the comments. This photo was taken after I had funded both of them, when Lillian suggested we all take a picture together. At the time, Lillian saw me wearing a sparkly princess dress, and looked so envious that I gave her one of my unworn princess dresses. But we didn't have clothes for little boys at home, so that's how the three of us took the photo. Melvin even joked at the time, "It looks like I'm a servant between two princesses." And now, years later, they cropped me out of the photo for their relationship announcement, using it as proof of their wealth. While I was enjoying reading the comments, an unfamiliar number called. "Hello, is this Miss Miller? I'm the executive producer of Questions of the Heart reality show. We'd like to invite you to be our guest for the first 2 episodes." I immediately replied, "No." I'd seen the show before. It was a dating reality show where regular people and celebrities could find love. Unlike typical dating shows, the tasks weren't just about intimate contact and sweet dates, but answering questions first. Based on their scores, contestants could prioritize choosing their dating partners and locations. I watched the first 2 episodes of season 1 and found it frustrating. Having to answer questions while dating seemed too mentally taxing. Mr. Melvin and Miss Lillian will also be participating in our show. We can offer you a fee of $3 million. The producer clearly didn't want to miss this hot topic. A female star, an heir, and the other woman all on one show. Would there be drama or just more drama? Hearing the producer's barely disguised intention to stir up trouble, I thought about it. I had to agree. For people like them who care so much about appearances and love to lie, what could be better than exposing them in front of the entire country? Fine, but I don't want any payment. If you agree to one request from me, not only will I participate, but I'll also add an extra $30 million investment. The producer did a quick calculation. Essentially a net gain of $40 million. Don't tell Melvin and Lillian. Make this show a complete live broadcast. Install cameras wherever people are. And give me 3 camera operators following me around. I want to make sure we don't miss any angle of filming. The producer hesitated, knowing that in the industry, many people show different faces. If those 2 unconsciously revealed their negative sides, then wouldn't that be? That's not really appropriate. If something unexpected happens, USG's legal department. I interrupted. Henry Miller is the CEO of USG. I'm Ivy Miller, the sole heir to USG. Understand? The producer's voice dropped. Miss Miller, you're not joking, are you? I didn't waste more words. Give me your account number. The producer gave it to me somewhat doubtfully. After a few minutes. All right, check your bank account. I just had USG's finance department transfer you $30 million. So, do you understand now? I heard the producer's suddenly rapid breathing as he stammered. Understood, Mississippi. Before the show started filming, Melvin, knowing I would participate, sent me a warning message. Ivy, you'd better watch what you say on the show. If you say the wrong thing, we can never go back to how we were. I naturally knew what I should and shouldn't say, so I simply replied, "Got it." Perhaps my response made Melvin think I had given in, so he replied, "Good girl. After this show is over, I'll give you a proper title." I quickly refused. "No need." He continued, "I'm glad you're being so sensible. You should know that for a man to succeed, a woman should be the one who quietly supports him from behind, not asking for recognition or rewards." Me? Well, just for that comment, as long as I'm around, you'll never succeed in your life. To prevent Melvin and Lillian from finding out the show would be live-streamed, no one except the producer and I knew. No contestants were told, but a clause allowing unlimited filming modes was quietly added to the contracts. On the day of filming, the producer collected everyone's phones before the show, explaining that the first 2 episodes would be a 3-day, 3-night recording. After receiving the last contestant's phone, the live broadcast began. The show featured 3 men and 3 women, 3 regular people and 3 celebrities. The producer had the 3 of us appear first. As soon as I appeared, the live chat was filled with insults toward me, calling the other 2 a match made in heaven, and saying they wanted to see them put me, the other woman, in my place. The next to appear was Luna, who specializes in supporting roles, followed by Rainborn, a trending young actor. And the last regular male contestant was supposedly a fitness blogger with millions of followers named Ja. Wait, wasn't it supposed to be Jason? Why is the person appearing none other than the Evans heir, Abernethy Evans? With Abernethy's appearance, the live chat exploded. Sisters, am I seeing things? Isn't this the facial genius wasted on finance? The Evans heir whose personal wealth could buy half the entertainment industry? Wow, this is a USG Air versus Evans Air showdown. Lillian, who had been sitting close to Melvin giving me victorious smirks, suddenly stood up, approaching Abernethy with a flirtatious expression. Amber, it's been so long. Wow, been so long. Does Lily already know Amber? Amber never appears on shows except financial magazines. Could he be here for Lily? Abernethy glanced at Lillian and shifted his gaze, walking directly to me and sitting beside me. Lillian wasn't at all embarrassed by being ignored. She came over with understanding. Ivy, why don't I switch seats with you? It's Amber's first time on a reality show. I think having a familiar face nearby would help her feel more comfortable. I folded my arms and asked bluntly, does this grown man need you to wipe his ass or hold his hand? Lillian's face stiffened. Ivy, don't be difficult. You need to respect Amber's wishes. He only sat next to you because the other two love seats were full. Talking like that will scare him away. I turned to Abernethy. Are you really that easily frightened? Abernethy's lips curved into a slight smile. I'm used to it, he said, then turned back to Lillian with a serious expression. You need to stop stirring up trouble. The comment section immediately went into detective mode. What did Evans mean by, I'm used to it? Is it what I think it is? No way, impossible. Evans would never like the other woman. But Evans isn't close to Lillian, yet she keeps throwing herself at him. You don't understand anything. This is about finding true love. The first segment was a quiz competition. The producer included questions about general knowledge, geography, film, and other topics. Those with the highest scores would get priority in choosing partners for the next round. As expected, I could only answer a couple of film questions, failing at everything else. Abernethy got everything right except for the film questions, securing first place. Lillian earned second place because she answered more film questions correctly than Melvin. I didn't need to look at the comments to know they were questioning my intelligence. Truly nothing but beauty. Lily outclasses Ivy in every way. Isn't anyone going to praise Evans? He answered even the most obscure questions correctly. Except for not having watched many films, he's a true Stanford graduate. Lillian jumped in to explain my performance. Everyone should understand. Our Ivy is just a beautiful airhead, who only scored in the 200s on her SAT. What's wrong with scoring in the 200s? I retorted. Did it disrupt world peace or harm the ecosystem? Ivy, don't misunderstand, Lillian continued. I'm just saying that besides you, Evans and I are both international school graduates, so it's normal that we scored higher. Melvin frowned. Ivy baby, she's just trying to help explain. Otherwise, everyone will think you're stupid for not even knowing Mount Everest is the world's highest peak. I rolled my eyes. If it weren't for me, certain people would struggle to even go abroad. Lillian's face went pale, afraid I'd say more, and shut her mouth. Melvin shot me a warning glance. Since Abernethy finished first, he had priority in choosing his partner. Luna, who had been a supporting actress in Lillian's previous show, was busy kissing up to her. Oh my Lily, you're so amazing. Evans will definitely choose you. You two would be such a power couple. The rest of us wouldn't stand a chance. Melvin looked displeased. Who says she'd accept him even if he chose her? Lillian quickly added. Amber's the only person I know here. I'm definitely pairing with him. Melvin was clearly annoyed by this. As they bickered, Abernethy ignored them both and addressed me directly. Ivy, will you team up with me? Beg me, I replied. Everyone fell silent. The comments exploded. Is this girl crazy? Abernethy asked. Would begging actually work? I nodded. Yes. Please team up with me. Did I hear that right? What did Evans just say? That partnership invitation sounded almost like a confession. I felt something odd about the exchange, but nodded anyway. Fine, I'll reluctantly agree. The teams were quickly decided. Lillian and Melvin Rainbourne, and Luna me and Abernethy. Because of my complete lack of knowledge, our team finished second in the next round. Melvin's team came in first. Based on the rankings, the dating locations were assigned: yacht, beach, and mountain hiking. Since we needed to change into swimwear, I had just come out of the changing room when Lillian blocked my path. She smiled warmly at the producer. I need to have a private word with Ivy. Could you stop filming for a moment? As soon as the producer walked a couple yards away, her expression turned vicious. I glanced up at the camera. Perfect, let her show her true colors. She hissed. Don't say things you shouldn't on the show, or my darling brother will dump you. Melvin and I already broke up. As the other woman, shouldn't you know that? I'm a woman too. You think I can't see through you? You're just jealous that darling brother kissed me, but wouldn't even touch you. You're playing hard to get. I replied. You want the 13 capture techniques too? She continued. Don't worry. I'll be generous enough to let you have darling brother. But you need to stop seducing Evans. He's mine alone. She walked away. I imagine the comments were going wild by now. I hadn't gone 2 steps when darling blocked my path again. You're my woman. Stay away from Abernethy. Who do you think you are ordering me around? I shot back. Ivy, stop being difficult. I'll go public with our relationship after the show, okay? Do I look like a recycling center? I finally got rid of you like the trash you are. Why would I take you back? Do I look insane? The comments were definitely exploding. So Smith's previous girlfriend was Ivy? Wait, was Ivy meeting the USGCO like a daughter-in-law meeting her father-in-law? She is the real bitch and homewrecker here. She was shading Ivy before too. You don't understand anything. Our Lily is just bravely pursuing love. When we arrived at the beach for filming, I headed straight for a lounge chair, put on my sunglasses and prepared to nap. Abernethy stood next to me, his long fingers sliding down the bridge of my nose to pull my sunglasses down. Not talking to me, he asked. I thought we weren't friends anymore, I replied. Recently, Melvin had asked me for money. All my spending money totaled less than 1 million. When I asked my dad for help, he just texted back stupid. I thought about who was the richest person I knew, then messaged Abernethy. Emergency. Can you lend me 5 million? Within 3 minutes, the money arrived in my account. Just as I was about to text a thank you, Abernethy called. What happened? Nothing serious. My boyfriend just asked me to transfer him 5 million. Don't worry, we're fine. After a moment of silence, he said, return the money. I thought I'd misheard. Abernethy repeated, return the money. But you just lent it to me. I don't want to lend it to you. Fine, I said, hanging up. I transferred the money back, then blocked and deleted him, adding 2 words. Friendship over. Abernethy chuckled. So can we make up now? No. Someone who won't even lend me 5 million isn't my friend. Abernethy gazed down at me. Then let's not be friends. I pushed my sunglasses back up and muttered, as if I care. Abernethy sighed and lay down on the lounge chair next to mine. Others pretend to be stupid. This girl is genuinely clueless. Evans is confessing, right? Right. So Evans and Ivy were friends before? This girl is such a gold digger with all these wealthy guys around her. Don't be so obviously jealous. Evans is clearly making the first move. Without realizing it, I actually fell asleep. When I woke up, I saw the sunset. Even as it disappeared below the horizon, with waves gently lapping, looking at everything around me made me think. The world I live in is just a story. Abernethy, I said, tell me, what in this world is real? Everything you see. No, what if I told you that everything we can see, including you and me, is just a fabricated illusion? Would you believe it? Abernethy got up and crouched beside my chair, taking my hand and placing it on his chest. Ivy, whether the world is real or not doesn't matter. You only need to believe what you see, believe what you can feel right now. Feel what? Abernethy pressed my hand more firmly against his chest. Feel the warmth of my hand, and my heartbeat that's racing for you. As I met Abernethy's calm, intense gaze, I felt something had changed between us. Suddenly, a shrill voice interrupted. Ivy, what are you doing? She tried to pull me up, but I pushed her back, causing her to land on her but in the sand. Evans, look at Ivy. I only came because everyone else finished their dates, and you two hadn't returned yet. I came specially to find you. Ivy, why did you push me? Abernethy gave Lillian a cold look. I'm not blind. I'm warning you again, stop causing trouble. On the 3rd day of filming, breakfast was prepared by a 3 Michelin star chef. Luna exclaimed, this is the best breakfast I've ever had on a reality show. Rainborn mumbled through his food. I heard the show got an additional 30 million investment from USG this season. He looked toward Melvin and Lillian, as if seeking confirmation. Lillian glanced at me, noticing I wasn't planning to speak, and said, yes, since I'm participating, I wanted everyone to have a comfortable experience. Seeing I wasn't saying anything, Melvin jumped in with his tycoon act. 30 million is pocket change. Don't worry about it. Looking at the two of them acting so nonchalant, I asked sincerely, do the two of you combined even have 30 million in cash? Whoa, what if Lillian is the real princess and Ivy is the homewrecker, who's already seduced the USGCO? She's warning them that with her around, they won't get a penny from the family. Poor Lily. The real princess is being questioned by the homewrecker. After breakfast, Melvin cornered me again. The show ends tomorrow, Ivy. You'd better not say things you shouldn't. Otherwise be careful. I won't say anything. Humph. But that doesn't mean the audience won't find out. At noon, the director announced excitedly, Today we have a surprise for everyone. We've invited your parents to come and check out your potential matches. Upon hearing parents, Melvin and Lillian both panicked. No, this wasn't in the contract. Lillian rushed to block the camera. Stop filming. This part cannot be included. Despite Lillian's protests, the director continued with the program. First, let's welcome Lillian's father. A short, plainly dressed middle-aged man walked out timidly. Long time no see, he said shyly. Lillian shouted, "What are you doing here?" Her father looked confused. They said they'd pay $100,000 for one episode, and I'd get to see you. Why wouldn't I come? It's been so long since I've seen you. This man is clearly not the USG CEO. With this presence, forget 30 million. Even 3 million seems like a stretch. His tone is heartbreaking. Is Lillian ashamed of being poor? The director continued. Next, let's welcome Ivy's father. As soon as my dad appeared, Melvin was the first to approach him. Dad, you're here. So Smith is the real young master. But director, you got it wrong. How is this Ivy's father? Well, a sugar daddy is still a daddy, right? My dad gave Melvin a cold look. Don't call me dad. But when I marry Yujin, I'll be calling you dad anyway. My dad looked at me. Is that your plan? I shrugged, indicating refusal. My dad turned back coldly. I may have a stupid daughter, but I'm not stupid. When Ivy kindly sponsored both of you, it wasn't so you could come and try to steal her father. What's going on? The USGCO really is Ivy's father? What's this about sponsoring? These two have such thick skin. They were just being sponsored and dared to call themselves heirs. Abernethy joined in. How about me then? I asked, confused. What are you doing? Abernethy smiled. Didn't you agree to be with me on the first day of filming? I'd been tricked. The live stream stopped because Lillian threatened the director on air, demanding this segment not be included in the final cut. The director nodded. After all, it had already been broadcast live. The first thing Lillian did after leaving the filming area was try to contact her agent to handle the unexpected incident. But before she could send a message, she received a contract termination notice from her agent. Soon after, Lillian was dropped and left the entertainment industry. Melvin's small company, having lost USG as its backing, quickly went bankrupt. The next time I saw Melvin was outside a beauty salon. His first words were a dramatic declaration. Ivy, I love you. I want to marry you. Get lost. Seeing I truly wasn't going to reconsider, Melvin dropped to his knees. Ivy, just give me 5 million more. I'll make a comeback, I promise. When I prove myself, we can get married then. I looked at him puzzled. Don't you understand your own situation? I gave you over 200 million, but your company was barely worth a few million. Do you know what that means? It means you're just an idiot who loses money. If I hadn't been covering for you, you would have gone bankrupt long ago. Exposed, Melvin showed no shame. So what? At least I was trying. Not like you, who only knows how to eat, drink, play, and enjoy life. I burst out laughing. Yes, you're right. But the money's in my account. And I think throwing parties is more valuable than investing in you. I pushed Melvin aside. Don't embarrass yourself. Seeing I was about to get in my car, Melvin shouted. You're just a useless hedonist. You're nothing. His accusation drew stares from passers-by. My hand paused on the car door. I turned back, speaking seriously. Yes, I'm not smart. I can't learn or do anything well. So what? This is my life. I don't need to work hard to get the wealth you struggle desperately for, but can never obtain. Melvin tried to rush at me, but was held back by my bodyguards. He shouted defiantly. You're just good at being born into the right family. What are you so proud of? I shook my head and clicked my tongue. Look in the mirror. Your jealous face is truly ugly. I ignored Melvin, got into the car, and said a cheerful goodbye. Bye-bye, wannabe tycoon.